of late, I don't know whether it's just me. Mukua, seeing that judiciary, it's becoming a bit slippery. Every case that goes there against the government is defeated. Every ruling or judgment that was made from lower courts, the higher court nullifies it. Now that if the government, the same judges gone to the same school, doing the same practice, they look at something clearly, they realize that here, there's a problem. But going to the next court, the judge different and said, this one, it's not a problem. I don't know whether I am the same person, I'm the only person who is saying these things. How many of you miss Justice David Kinani Maraga? Kinani Maraga just needed the support of the executive in terms of, or even parliament in terms of funding for various projects to take place in this country. But when it comes to the matters of justice, whenever something reaches on his desk, whenever he gets a case on his desk, Justice David Maraga did it according to the law and the evidence provided by the petitioners. But what is happening under Martha Koome? What is happening under Martha Koome? The question on Martha Koome is going to form the basis of this analysis here today, but kindly before I do so, if this is the first time you're watching our videos, please make sure that you subscribe, like and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. When Martha Koome was chosen to become the Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya, the first woman ever to hold that office, I felt very good that this kind of a move is going to motivate young girls and women down in the villages. The judges or the judiciary got intimidated once by some sentiments from government. Martha Koome rushed to State House, had a meeting with William Ruto. Since that time, there's no case against the government that thrives. The lower court does this, the higher court does the other way around. So you realize that cases, whether they affect common mwananchi negative or not, they go through within the Kenyan courts. The latest one is that one of Rigathi Gachagua, even itself. Just an example. You realize after the judgment or the ruling had been given, there were still complaints on some or two things that had not been done. And there were questions on some of the reasons that the judges were giving as per to the reasons why they had to give a green light for Kithure Kindiki to be appointed or to be sworn in. Before then, we had Finance Bill 2023, where the lower courts had already ruled that there was things that were not clear and that it was unconstitutional. Even Okiya Mtata came on TV and said that that was unconstitutional. So double taxation issues that were coming up from the Finance Bill 2023 still remain. So the common mwananchi problems are not solved. But the judiciary, despite of all that, it decided to still go ahead and give William Ruto protection and a green light to implement the Finance Bill 2023. That is not the only case we expect things to happen that way. It's becoming the same way going forward. It's going to be the same going forward. Cases taken to parliament or maybe cases taken to the courts that are affecting the government negatively, all these cases are going to be dropped or maybe nullified or dropped by higher courts. So as we speak today, Kenyans are losing the confidence that Maraga had built within the judicial system. Putting the cases aside, we had Justice Mutunga, emeritus, who basically took over the judiciary of Kenya like the first Chief Justice under the new constitution. You all saw the reforms that he tried to bring there, the leadership, and we can remember him for some good leadership that he portrayed as a Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya. Presiding over very big cases, including a petition that was filed in 2013 by the Raila Odinga and his team. When the judgment was given, despite there were complaints, but there were no complaints of language or some personal sentiments. No. But when it came to Martha Koome's time, when Azimio tabled a petition in the Supreme Court, they used some terms that show that they had personal differences with some of these leaders that were there, using words like hot hair and such. Questions were raised on the credibility of the judicial system. During Maraga's time, we had every judge reading his own judgment, giving his own reasons, and then we combine and see how many have supported, how many have opposed. But right now, we have judges sitting down, giving judgments. We don't know when they sat and agree that this is how we are going to do things. Checking from the judge, I don't want to mention his name, the gentleman who was actually stopped from working, who was investigated and found guilty, the gentleman who had a problem with Mike Sonko. Checking from his history, our judges in the country, we need to be careful about them. Most of them are very corrupt. They have killed the common wananchi's confidence to seek through the courts and get anything that they want. Look at this. The president and executive do not listen to the common wananchi at all. The parliament and the legislature at large, they have refused completely to listen to the common wananchi, because we've seen even the 25th June of 2024, we had youths of this country demonstrating and asking members of parliament to vote no against the finance bill 2024. But the members of parliament did not listen to what the common wananchi did or was saying. When we had the finance bill 2023, 95% of Kenyans who participated said no to the finance bill 2024. Members of parliament, the judiciary, and the executive, and now the judiciary, they have all also turned away from, given a deaf ear for the common wananchi right now as we speak. So that means all the independent organs of our country, or the independent bodies, the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive, have all turned against the common wananchi. Now, what should Kenyans do when it comes to this kind of a thing? When you expect justice to prevail here, it doesn't. When you expect just a no or a vote yes or no thing to happen in parliament, it doesn't. And when Kenyans go to the street to demonstrate, it's when now they're being called criminals. I don't know precisely what Martha Koome is up to in the judiciary. During Maraga's time, we saw some constructions going on across the country, some courts being opened, some police stations actually. Okay, generally the target was now to make it digital. We don't know how far Martha Koome has gone under his leadership, except only seeing that she's ruling every cases under her, going in support of the president and the executive and the legislature at large. I don't know what is your take about the judicial system, but let me see in the comment section whether you have the confidence in the judiciary system of the Republic of Kenya. My name is Abel Mukwa. That is my video there and there. Can if this is the first time you're watching our videos, please make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel.